Welcome everyone, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Welcome. Welcome everyone, we'll get started shortly. Hey Bill, welcome, welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello, we'll get started shortly. Hey Kim, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hey Corliss, welcome, welcome. Hey Daniel, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We'll get started shortly. Hey Travis, welcome.
Hi, David.
Hello, hello. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hello Tracy, welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Welcome. right, guys, welcome. As you guys know, this is our Forex and crypto training. So we'll look at opportunities in Forex and cryptos this evening. For the new folks that are here, I'm going to share this right here, share my screen, and you guys should see the 4 market phases. So you should have that there on the screen. Do you guys see that? The 4 market phases every trader must know.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, perfect. This is a new one that we've done to kind of simplify, make it easier for you guys to see. So if you don't have this one, this is the one that we'll use moving forward. We've been going back and forth with a couple of them, but we'll stick with this to make it easier for everyone. So it's going to start with accumulation, phase 1. Phase 2, that's the markup phase. Phase 3, distribution, and then markdown. Okay, phase 4 is the markdown. Okay, so please take a picture of this with your phone. I recommend you guys print it out and laminate it so that you have it for your records. Okay, the 4 market phases, okay, that every trader must know. All right, so again, take a picture of it. I recommend you print it out and laminate it. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the markets. So I'm going to go through this, but if you guys have any questions, just stop me. All right. Let's see here. 1 second here. Okay, so you guys should see the monster scalper screen. You guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the big news, guys, big news coming out of the week last week was Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin finally gave a buy signal, right? Finally gave a buy signal on the 240. So on the 240-minute time frame. And as you guys know, Bitcoin is the barometer. We track Bitcoin because we can use Bitcoin in particular to track the entire crypto markets. Okay, so there are tons of cryptos out there, but we can use Bitcoin to kind of track, see how the other cryptos are doing. Okay, so I would say a large percentage, upwards in 80% of the cryptos out there will follow Bitcoin. So we've been watching Bitcoin, and it gave a buy signal here, and I didn't give out a buy signal on this buy signal here. I kind of waited for it to kind of retrace a bit, held support. Okay, and on this candle here, so right at 40, I think it was 48, right at 48,800, 48,800 and change. Right here is when I send out the alert to get into Bitcoin. All right, and then we got this candle here. We got a big candle after this candle closed here. So our buy signal was at 48,800, right at 48,800 and change. And now it's at almost 51,000. Okay. So that's great for Bitcoin. It is holding near the highs, the close. So we are right here, right at this level right here. Let me draw it out.
Why did you wait till 48,000 to buy Bitcoin? Is it because it stayed at 48,000 for quite a while and it made it an average?
That's a good question. So the question is, why did I wait? Why did I wait to get into Bitcoin right here and not here? All right. So that's a good question. That's a good question. So we got the buy signal. Who said that? Who was that? Daniel?
Yes, Daniel.
Okay, very good question, Daniel. Okay, so if you guys look here, the resistance line is right here. The resistance line is right here. And once you guys get really good, you'll be able to do this. I don't recommend doing this, but you can do it. You know, when you guys are new and let's say the system gives a buy signal, just get in. All right, but if you look here, your resistance line is right here. The buy was at this triangle. Let me open this up here. So this was the triangle. This was the triangle right here is where we got the buy signal. So it's on this candle, this arrow here is this candle, but it's right here on this, right here was our buy, which is below that resistance. And sometimes we'll get that, we'll get a buy like this, but ideally we want it to break above resistance. We want it to break above resistance to get that buy signal, okay? So when this happened right here, I kind of waited because Bitcoin, you know, it's still not looking healthy. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait a bit to give out the buy signal because it closed below this candle right here. If you guys look here, this was the high, this was the close, right, of this candle here. So it closed below the resistance. So buyers were still not ready to get in, okay? So we waited, okay? It held support here, okay? And then it had white consolidating candles, and then this candle here tells us that, hey, buyers are back in. We still have a buy signal, okay? But you know, once you get good at this, you can kind of do this where you kind of wait for the pullback. You're going to expect the pullback, okay? Buyers are not really confident yet. Get in, wait for the next candle here, which is the candle here we got in on, and then here we are right here. That makes sense, Daniel?
Yeah, a little bit. It does. I'm getting the hang of it, but a little bit, yeah.
Okay. For you guys, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna just get in on the buy signal. You're just gonna get in on the buy signal, okay? But just know that sometimes if we don't get a solid, and even sometimes we do, if we get a solid break above a break and close above the resistance, that's just better confirmation. All right.
That's what I was looking for right there, what you just said.
Yeah.
When it breaks the resistance, that's when you jump in. It has to break the resistance.
Break and close.
Break and close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the price has to close above the resistance. That's more confirmation. Okay. So it can hit resistance, right? And we'll still get a buy signal, but what's really good is when the price close. Okay, once it closes above this resistance here, all the traders are watching it, all the banks are watching it, okay, all the market makers are watching that price above resistance, okay? It's just better confirmation. Like this here, this is that's a lot of buying that came in. That's a long candle here. So they were watching it. As the price got above this resistance here, they really piled in. They piled in here. All right. So
okay. One more thing. Sorry. What determines when it closes? So when you say that it closes, what determines that in the map that you're looking at now in the market, the close sign?
Okay. So let's take a look at this candle here. Okay. So this is the candle. This arrow here. You guys see where it says buy? So this is the candle we would have bought at, and then here is the buy signal. And we're gonna be technical here, right? So here was the buy signal on this candle right here, right at here would have been 49,510. Okay, but here is where, so it made a high. That candle made a high right here. Okay, that wick, see that wick right here? The candle made a high right at 49,615. So it made a high at 49,615, but it actually closed right here. This right here, right when that week end, right here is where it closed. So it closed at 49,333. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so where it closed, this is where the price closed here. Okay, this is where it opened. This is where it opened. This is where it closed. This was the low. This week here was the low, and then this is the high. Okay, so this is the low. This is the high. This is the current. It's now the market is open, so this is the current price. Okay, so if the candle goes if the price goes lower down, it will close right in here. So, okay, so open, low, okay, close, and then this is the high. Okay, so what we want is we want that candle to close, like right here. This candle here closed above this resistance because the close is all the way up here. So it closed above it. That makes sense?
Yes, 100%. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so Bitcoin is looking good. Okay, so what phase are we in with Bitcoin? What phase are we in right now on the 4-hour chart, the 240-minute time frame?
Markup.
Very good, Bill. Markup. So is there anything to do right now? Is there anything to do? We're in the markup phase. So what do we do right now in the markup phase?
Assuming you got in with the buy signal, you just wait.
We just wait, right? We just wait, right? So it's in the markup phase. We would get in, and guess what, right? So now, right, as long as it holds and continues higher, we look for reaccumulation. So as the price moves higher, and this is going to be where you guys want to get really good at, okay? So as the price moves higher and we get new support and resistance, okay, you guys want to get really good at scaling up. So we want to add to that position. So as we get new support and resistance lines, and as we break resistance, okay, or you can get on a pullback, okay, to support, okay, we want to add to our position. So we want to buy here, perhaps when we get support and resistance somewhere up in this area, we want to add, and we want to keep adding all the way to the top. Okay, if the price, okay, so I'm going to give you guys a test here. All right, so here is resistance right here. So we broke resistance, right? So everyone knows we broke resistance right here. And you know we buy at resistance, sell at support. So here is resistance, we bought here. Okay, what is this? So price is above, Bitcoin is above this resistance here. So what is this now? What is this line right here now?
The new resistance.
Okay, so Daniel said the new resistance. Someone said support.
I did, Travis.
Travis, okay, so Travis, so yes, so this is support. Okay, always remember resistance. Once price gets above resistance, that becomes support. Okay, so let's say, for instance, price, we always want to sell at support, right? Buy at resistance, sell at support. So let's say price comes down, and now is this line is support. It hits that price. What will happen? What will happen?
You will lose your money if you don't get out.
We're going to do what? What's the technical term though? Yes, we're going to lose money and we're going to have to get out, but what we're going to have to what? Sell, right?
Sell.
Right. So we're going to have to sell because guess what? Who is in control now? The buyers or the sellers?
The sellers.
The sellers. Okay. So we have support here, resistance becomes support, and then we still have a bigger support right here. But we don't have to worry about that right now because it's in the markup phase, okay? It's in the markup phase. Now, we took a look at this the other day on the daily time frame. So here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, guys. And then we'll take a look at Forex. All right, so here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. And what I like to see is there's a nice trend line here. Nice trend line, upward trend line here on Bitcoin. This is on the daily time frame. And then here we've got resistance all the way up here. And this is what I'm looking for here. And if we can get through this area here, that's very bullish for Bitcoin. So I'm watching these triangles right here. Here is one here. All right. There is a smaller one here. There's a smaller one here. And then here is another one here. Here is another one here. All right. So price came down, held support. Guess what? Guess what? Right? Buyers came in, boom, and moved the price higher. Price came down, held support. Guess what? Buyers came in, big candles. See these big candles here? That's the big banks moving that price. Price came down, okay, held. It doesn't have as a support line right here, but it's holding this trend line. So the hope is we get a big buying come in and then continue this trend to the upside. Okay, we get in lower highs. Okay, I mean higher lows, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows. So it's definitely holding this trend line here. Okay, but what we want this week is to get a big move to the upside. And the fact that the 240-minute time frame is moving higher, that's definitely good for Bitcoin. Okay, you guys see that? Any questions on this?
Yeah.
Anyone?
On the other one, you would either hop in and buy it, right?
Okay, so on the 4 right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
hop trend, and then since it's going up from now.
Yeah, so this is the markup phase. Ideally we want to buy here, but this is near the buy signal, so you could still buy. You could this just know that, guys, if it comes down, break this support, right? Break this support line, previous resistance, we've got to sell, and we'll send out a sell signal. Okay. But just know that right now, yes, this is buying. We can buy it because it's in the markup phase. Okay, good question. Let's take a look at if there isn't. Are there any other questions on Bitcoin? No other questions on Bitcoin? Okay. All right. Let's take a look at Forex. Okay, so let's take a look at Forex. We are starting to see a move in the yen pairs. So the yen pairs right here, okay, trying to make a move to the upside. That's perhaps the best opportunity right now. Okay, long. As far as short, I mean, there are some opportunities short, but we always want to stay with what's trending up here. All right. So the pound yen is right here. All right. So we had a nice break. So here is resistance right here, and that's pretty. It's a high resistance, but it's pretty good resistance. You know, price had to get all the way up here to get to this resistance here. So previous support right here. Okay, here's a high here. So that's our resistance line. Price broke above this resistance line. And then we got a buy signal here. Okay, we got a buy signal here. Right now, pound yen is consolidating between support right here and resistance. So it's holding all green candles. It's in the markup phase. So there's nothing to do. We've got a nice moving average. So that's holding the price nicely. Okay, so there's nothing to do. If the price breaks, now follow me now. If the price breaks this resistance right here, you can add to your position. Okay, now the pound yen really moves. So if you guys are gonna trade it, I wouldn't go heavy if you don't have a lot of experience trading the pound yen. Okay, I wouldn't go very heavy because it moves. These big candles here, these are big candles, guys. This pair really moves. I love trading this pair, but just know that just watch your trading size. Okay, we are getting some. So if you guys look here, we had previous support and resistance. So you guys know we always need to watch these levels here. So we had a lot of consolidation in this area here. Watch this for a second. So right in this area here, ton of support and resistance, all in this area here. So we might struggle a bit in this area here with pound yen, but it still looks good. Like we don't have any selling coming in. We don't have any white candles, no red candles. We're clearly in the markup phase. And then, it's the third leading pair there. Okay, so there is some confidence in that. Okay, so all the yen pairs here are in blue and up right here. All these yen pairs here is in blue and up. So that's good confirmation. Okay. When we trade, guys, we also want to see what the other pairs are doing. Okay, so New Zealand yen, that's right here. Same thing here. We broke above resistance. We got a close right above resistance. And guess what? It's testing this new resistance right here. All right. So that's the Kiwi yen, New Zealand yen, CAD yen. So I want to take a look at all the CAD yens because that's what's making a move, right? Same thing here. CAD yen, they're definitely in buy signal right here. Price, it never really broke. That candle never really closed above that resistance line. So guys, this is if you guys want to get really technical and just with your timing a bit. So let's say the system gives a buy signal right at resistance, what we talked about earlier, but it doesn't close. You can wait a little bit. You can wait because they're not ready yet. Although we have a buy signal, you can kind of wait for that pullback a little bit. Okay, but all green candles definitely in the markup phase. All right, and then let's see, dollar yen. Here is a buy signal here on this break of this resistance right here. Okay, strong resistance here. Look at this. Stop me if you guys have any questions.
Hey, David, this time. Hey, can you do a chart of the pound yen and do a 1 year chart, 1 year daily?
Daily? Okay, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So this is dollar yen. So resistance here, resistance here. Okay, the last buy signal we had in this area here failed. Okay, so I would be careful of that. Okay, so hopefully it holds above this resistance. Okay, but you've got strong pressure here. And but hopefully if the rest of the yen pairs move up, it will help the dollar. I don't like the dollar pair as much. Okay, the dollar yen. Okay, because what happens is this, guys, you see these dollar pairs here, See how these dollar pairs are going down to the downside. And so with dollar yen being part of this, it's a yen pair, but it's the dollar yen. So it kind of follows, it kind of gets stuck sometime between the yen pairs and the dollar pairs here. So you don't expect a lot of upward momentum with the dollar pair, because these dollar pairs here are all trading to the downside. So I would be concerned about the dollar. I don't really like trading the dollar pair. Aussie yen, same thing here. Aussie yen, pretty good resistance right in this area here. Okay, and it broke and it's holding right here. Okay, so Cam, let's take a look at your, where can I put this? I'll do it here. All right. So GBP, JPY. So watch the yen pairs, guys. That's really what we should be looking to trade going into the week, the yen pairs, unless things change. All right, Kim. All right, so this is your pound yen. Pound yen you wanted to take a look at, right?
Yes, that's it.
Now look at this. Now, Kim, why are you looking at the daily?
The reason why I went back and looked at a full year, and I was like, man, I've only traded the pound yen maybe about 2 or 3 times over the year, and I'm like, boy, I really missed some huge opportunities. I tell you, that's why I was looking at it again on the 1 year chart. I know in the 4 hour, it's a buy signal. I'm in it right now, and
Okay.
I got in it last week when you showed us the chart. But I'm
Okay.
like, man, if we can go back and we could have a move like we did towards the end of 2022, 2021,
Okay.
that would be 2020 rather, that would be fantastic from where we are right now, as far as how it build a base and how far the potential move up is up.
Guys, when you you know, when if we're able to capture, like Kemi's saying, right, these are big moves. These are big moves, a ton of pips, right? In the yen pairs move. Those are the favorite pairs to trade. All right. I mean, we've got other pairs, but the yen pairs by far are the best trending pairs. You know, we've got the Turkish pairs and we've got other pairs, but the volatility in the yen pairs are just great. And the pound yen is in particular, we are, as Forex traders, or as just traders in general, we really want to see what these pairs are doing, all right, and to try to capitalize. So Kim, you're right. I mean, if we get another move like this, guys, this is a daily time frame. So if we get another move like this in this pair, right, in pound yen, boy, watch out. And this was just last year, all right? So it's been in a consolidation. So it's been consolidating here basically since about, I would say about April, like May it made a high here. So May, where's May? End of May, it made a high here. And then in, when was this? November, end of October, November, it made another high here. Okay, and guess what? It held support. It held support here. It held support here. It held support here. Held support here. This is support all in here. So guess what? It's ready to move up. It really is. So we got some buying in. We'll watch. I'm going to put a separate, Kim, I'm glad you brought this up. I'll put a separate chart together on the daily time frame. Okay, so we can monitor it. We'll trade it on the 240, but we'll monitor it on the daily time frame, because we could be getting a buy signal. We could get a buy signal anytime soon on this. And if we can get above 156, so right now it's at 153. If we can get above 156, we'll get a buy signal a bit sooner. We might get a buy signal on 155 or so. All right. But boy, if we can clear that area, if you guys look at this area here is kind of like this area in here. And you notice once we cleared resistance, look here for a second. And I know we're getting somewhat technical, but this is what we have to do. You know, as traders, we gotta figure out these levels, right? So this area in here, this support and resistance in here is basically this in this area in here. And you notice how once price got above this resistance in here, boy, this is on the daily time frame now, they really jumped in. So if we can get above, I would say right here, we can get above 156, right? 156, we could really see a move higher up. And this pair, in particular, the pound yen really moves. Now, we'll trade it on the 240. We'll trade it on the 240, but that just gives us really good confirmation on that daily, right? On that daily time frame here. So
Yeah,
Ken,
I was thinking on that pound yen trade, that one. I think I may end up just doing that both on the daily and also on the 4 hour.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because if we get a duplicate move, which I think we may even get a more extreme move, and if we do, I think that's going to be just an opportunity that we may not see again for another who knows how long.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad thing to do. You know, you can park some money, park some capital there. Especially if we get a buy signal, yeah, put some capital to work there, and while you trade the 240. Let's do this here. So we'll add it right here. And any questions on this, what we're doing here, guys?
What's the resistance again on the yen? Just so I can see it one more time.
On which time frame, the 240 or the daily?
Let's look at the 240 actually.
The 240.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got let's see here, resistance at, I would say right now this is pretty strong. Previous support we've got, so I would say right at 83. So,
Okay.
yeah, right at 83.
So what do you say that you can start, I guess, investing now, or just, you know, putting money in now, or
yeah,
should we wait a little bit?
Yeah, because this is our buy signal here. So our buy signal came in at right at 82. So here is our buy signal here. So all this area here is okay to buy.
Got it.
Okay, but guys, remember now, if you guys don't have the system, okay, because if you guys don't have the system, and then let's say it breaks, this is resistance, it breaks this, because there's no guarantee that price will hold, right? It breaks, coming down, this becomes support, and let's say it breaks this support and it comes down, we're going to get a sell signal. Okay, so just make sure that, hey, if I would say if it gets down to about 82.25, 82.20, you got to get out. Okay, you got to get out. All right, so so just know that if you guys are going to take the trade without the system, okay, sometimes we'll send out alerts. We'll send out alerts to close it. Okay, but just know that you just want to be careful, because a sell signal, if it comes down, we have to get out. Because if you guys look here, right, we got a buy signal here. It moved up, but guess what? It came back down and it broke support, and we've got to get out. Okay, so every time it breaks support, like here, so price went up, it failed. Okay, we got to get out. So just make sure that if it comes down, I would say around this level in here, right at 22, right at 22.20 or so. Okay, so because here is resistance, previous resistance, which is now support. So if it comes down, breaks this, right, we have to get out. Okay, and we can't think about it. We just have to we just have to react and get out. All right.
Dave, I've got a question. If it trends up and it breaks resistance, and you said to scale up, is there a rule of thumb that you use to add to your position? Is there like you add like 25% at a time, or is that just a game day call that you do?
Boy, you know, that's a really good question. That's a really good question, Bill. So when we trade, guys, we want to remove all the emotions, right? All the emotions. We want to be as systematic as possible. Okay, so we have the systems and all of that. We have the right mindset and all of that, right? But the next step is your capital. So money management, right? So the thing about trading is this: whenever you put a larger amount of capital. So let's say this is a great question. I love this question. So let's say price is moving higher right here. We bought here, it's moving higher, okay? And we are in profit. Sometimes we get excited as traders, right? It's like, okay, we think it's gonna go on forever. So then we put on, let's say our first trade was $100. So our first trade here was $100, right? And then price moves higher. We tend to increase our trade size. So we might go to 300, okay? And then price moves higher. We might get another position for 400, okay? But what happens is this, guys. The first thing we want to do is keep the amount the same. Okay, so let's say we started with $100 right here. Our first trade, our second trade needs to be $100. Okay, our third trade, if we are scaling up, needs to be $100. Okay, if we keep adding a different size, a different amount, guess what? It's gonna skew our trade. Okay, for instance, if we got in $100 here, let's say $300 here. Let's say it breaks this resistance, we add $300, and then it breaks another resistance, we add $400. The trade would have to retrace just a little bit, okay? And then guess what? Let's say it retraces 25%, okay? Guess what? We're back to zero because we've increased our lot size, okay? So what we want to do is, let's say, and we want to be systematic. So $100, $100, $100. Okay. Or if you're trading capital, let's say based on your trading capital and your risk tolerance, let's say you want to do 500. So 500, 500, 500. Or let's say $50. Okay. $50, $50, $50, somewhere up here, $50. Same amount is not going to skew your results, okay? And it's going to keep your emotions in check, Okay, so we want the same amount every single time. Let's say you start as a new trader and you start with $50. You want to do that for a while. You want to scale up with that small amount, $50, for a while until you get really, really good at it. And then gradually increase it. So you can go from $50 to, let's say, $100. Let's say you've been trading $50 for a while, okay, and you've gotten really good. You could go to $75 or $100, and then you do that for a while. So you scale up with only $100, $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, $100 here. And you do that for a while until you get really good. And really good means consistent. So you're consistently making profit. You're consistent. Yes, you'll have losses, but you're consistently doing well. And let's say you do that, you increase that for $100, and you do that for a while. Okay, you do that for a while, then you might increase it to $200. Okay, so $200 here, $200 here, $200 here, 200, and then you do that for a while. Okay, for some traders, it might take them longer to become consistent, but you've got to do that. Just know that every time you increase, just like we have, the price has to break resistance to move higher. As traders, we have to break resistance. So every time, think of this, every time that 50, let's say you put $50 on that trade, okay, you as a trader, you've got to break through that resistance. Your mindset, okay, has to break through, your experience has to break through that $50 price. And you have to earn, I call it, you've got to earn the right. You've got to earn the right to add more capital. You've got to earn the right to trade higher amount of capital. And you only earn the right after you've gained some consistency. So you're winning more than you're losing. So we start slow, start small, fixed amounts, and then we do that for a period of time. Once we become consistent, then we increase it slowly. Okay, and slowly. And that's how we get from, you know, having a $500 account, okay, to a $2,000 account. We keep building our account to a $4,000 account, okay, to a $8,000 account, to a $16,000 account, to a $32,000 account. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so just like it takes time for the price to kind of break through this resistance, as a trader, it's going to take you time to kind of break through this resistance. Okay, so don't be hard on yourselves. There's going to be a period of time when you guys consolidate in your trading. That it's going to be like, man, I'm not getting anywhere. Well, you are. Okay, it just takes a while, right? And you've got to break through that barrier. You got to break through that resistance with your trading. All right. So that's a long answer, Bill, to your question. Okay, but it needs to be a fixed amount. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, it needs to be a fixed amount. Okay, every time you scale up, but know that as you do it, you become better at it. Okay, so don't get in trading trying to make millions overnight. It's a gradual process. Okay, it's a gradual process. All right.
I know you said work your way up, but is there a different type of strategy where people come in with very high amounts and then they win very high amounts? But it's mostly unsafe, correct?
I mean, listen, the way I would rather have a trader with almost no capital. Okay, so I would rather have a trader come in with, let's say, $1,000 rather than a trader come in with a 50,000 available to trade. Okay, so because we can take that trader with $1,000 And that doesn't mean that's all the capital that they'll ever put in the market, right? Because obviously they'll add capital to the market. But the mindset of a trader that has $1,000 to trade is that they're going to protect that $1,000 and they're going to do things the right way. So we can take a trader with $1,000, okay, or $2,000, and we can build that their account. We can help them build that account to 5,000, okay, to 8,000, to 10,000. A trader with 50,000 without the right process, without the right mindset, and if they don't have the experience in trading and they start putting in $5,000 on a trade, okay, or $2,000 on a trade without the experience, without following the process, they will lose all that money and they will lose it quickly. Okay, so it's not about the capital. Most traders think it's, I need to have a lot of money to be successful in trading. That's not the key. Okay, sometimes having a lot of capital really works against you. Okay, because the market doesn't care. It's going to take all your capital. Okay, it's having the right mindset, having the right process, having the right tools, understanding what trading is, right? So with trading, we want to take small losses, big wins. A lot of traders don't want to take losses. They think that trading is, supposed to take losses in trading. So we know that it's a numbers game. All we need is small losses, big wins. All right. If you're taking big losses, okay, if you're taking big losses and you're taking small wins, you're not going to last long in the markets. Okay. So yes, to your question, are there traders that get lucky, right, and get into the markets with trading big and make a lot of money? Yeah, but they will lose it. They'll give it all back to the market, if they don't have the right process. But good question. Good question. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Well, I have a question regarding the same topic because I've had some big wins, some big losses. I'm still ahead of the game, but I haven't been using your system. Now, I know you said people coming in with big amounts will lose big amounts if they're not following the system. But if I was following the system and I put a big amount, but I'm still working within the parameters of staying above, within the parameters that you have there, the what you may call it, the top and bottom parameters. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Support and resistance.
Support and resistance, right?
Okay.
It broke above resistance. I jumped in based on how it's looking and I guess the pattern or something.
Okay.
But my position is a larger position. Okay.
Okay.
And then I see it's dropping. Now it's in between resistance and support.
Okay.
And I get out at that point. I'll have a loss because it fell back down. But are you saying that because I played with a big amount, my loss would be bigger, and therefore, if I keep doing that, my capital will disappear, even though I'm still trying to use the same system? It's just that I'm playing with more.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good question, Andre. Okay. All right. So there are two things happening here. Okay. Let's say, for instance, okay. This is regardless of your capital size. This is the same process we have to follow. Okay. Now, if you have if you have a large account size, you know, first of all, we're going to assume that we know how trading works, right? So if you have a large account size and you're trading large amounts, okay, large amounts, and you're staying in the trend, and we're going to assume we want to get big trades. We want to stay in the trades for maximum profits, and we want to take small losses. It doesn't matter the account size. So if we follow this process, it doesn't matter the account size. Okay, if you follow this process, we're going to buy at resistance, sell at support, and we're going to let our winning trades run. And then when we buy at resistance and the price fails and we sell at support, we're going to sell at support. So, okay, assuming that all of this is correct, okay, Andre, assuming that we're going to buy at resistance, right? We're going to sell at the support, and we're going to stay in the trend as long as possible, because we make money as traders when we capture most of the trend, kind of like here. Okay, so we want to cut our losses quickly, and we want to let our winning trades run. That's how we make money, right? If we don't get out of our winning trades quickly, here is resistance, here is support. We bought here, we got out here, we took a small loss. We didn't take a big loss. We didn't take a big loss. Here was we bought at resistance, we sold at support. We didn't take a small profit. We got a big profit, took a big profit, we took a small loss. This is what we have to do as traders. So if we do this and we do this consistently, yes, we'll have really good results. The capital now, if you trade a lot, if you trade the same amount, okay, so let's assume, okay, 5,000 is a big amount. Okay, so let's say 5,000, let's say $1,000 is a large amount. Okay, and then $100 is a low amount. So $1,000 here to here, we let it run. And then from here to here is the same 1,000. We cut our losses here. We'll make money. If we do the same thing with $100, so if we bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here with $100, it's the same percentage. All we're doing is we're adding zeros. Okay, that makes sense. What a lot of traders will do though is this, and we just went over this. They'll put a different amount here, and then they'll put a different amount here. So let's say we traded $500 here on this run here, but then we get pretty confident, right? And we think, okay, it's gonna keep running. So we did 500 here, but on this trade, we do 1,500. Okay, yeah, this is gonna skew your results here. Okay, but guess what? Let's say we didn't get out here on a break of this support, because we know the sellers are coming in, and guess what? Price comes all the way down here, and we didn't get out here. We got out somewhere in here. Okay, that's gonna skew your results. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. I follow what you're saying, and it is important to look for the signals and get out there and get in as they pop up, because regardless of what you're playing with, if you don't, and it says sell and you hold it and you play the big amount, you're going to lose a big amount.
Yeah. Just remember, guys, we always want to buy at resistance, because guess what? We're not buying at resistance because we just want to buy at resistance. We want to buy at resistance because that's where the buying happens. The buying happens on a break of resistance, right here, right? This is the markup phase. This is the markup phase, right? We want to sell at support, okay? Because guess what? The buyers are no longer in control. The sellers are in control. Okay, so we want to sell and we want to get out. This here is distribution. right? So this is the markdown phase. So, you know, the 4 phases will keep you guys safe. It really, if you guys get lucky enough, let's say as a trader, you get lucky enough and you don't follow the phases. So let's say you did really well, you captured the markup phase, right? So you got all these profits here, you did really, really good, and you're not aware or you don't follow the markdown phase, right? You're gonna, and you come and you take the price all the way back down, you're gonna come, you're not gonna make any money. So you bought here, you didn't get out and take profits, price came all the way back down and you get down here, you broke even. But let's say price keeps going down further, now you're in a negative. We don't want to do that. We want to buy here, sell here, complete the markup phase, price broke support, we want to get out. Now guess what, if we want to take it short, okay, so if we want to take it short, we can take it short right here, right here. So we got out, look at this, we got out here, took profits in the markup phase, okay, added during the reaccumulation phase. So we added during the reaccumulation phase, got out here, and then guess what? We could go short now. We could short it here, short it all the way down here. So we made money long. Guess what? Made money short.
Got it. Quick question. I know we're not doing the stocks right now, but question on the stocks, if you don't mind. I wanna check this
Okay.
stock, a quick short.
Okay. All right. Okay, what's the symbol?
ZNGA. It's a gaming service
Bingo.
provider.
All right. ZNGA?
Yeah,
Okay,
Zynga.
all right. Okay, so what about this stock?
I was wondering if it's a good short. It's at 660 right now, and like if you look at the weekly stack, it's kind of booming. It was at what, 6, it was at 628.
All right. Okay. So here is this is on the daily time frame now. What time frame are you trading it on? Are you in it at all?
No, tomorrow I'm planning to hop in.
Okay. So you're looking to get in tomorrow?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. All right. So so what phase is this in? What phase is it in currently?
This is declining. It's going down.
Okay, so declining.
What is
of
this,
what?
weekly or
This is the daily.
daily?
Yeah.
Because on the weekly, it's going up.
Are you trading it on the weekly? What time frame are you trading it on? Are you looking to trade it on?
The weekly.
You looking to trade it on the weekly time frame?
No, I'm looking at the weekly stat.
Okay. Well, which time frame are you looking?
Oh,
to?
no, just daily,
Daily? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you guys do your analysis, and you look to trade, try to stick with your trading window. Okay. So try to stick with your trading window. If you guys go lower or higher, you can do that, okay? But that takes a lot more work, all right? And it gets confusing a lot when you look at multiple time frames, okay? Because you're gonna get different buy and sell signals, okay, on different time frames. Okay, so try to stick with one time frame. As you get better, you can look for more additional time frames to kind of help with your timing. But that's really it. Okay, so if you're looking at the daily time frame, okay, so here was a short signal here, so it's definitely in the markdown phase, a sell short signal here, and then an exit here. We currently have a sell short signal here, okay? And you said you're looking to take it down or up?
Well, because on Robinhood, it's showing that it was at 628 this at 9:45 when the stock market was open, and it boosted all the way to 660, and it was at 625.
Okay, are you looking to trade it higher or up or down? Are you looking to go long or short?
Well, no, this one I was planning to go short,
Short.
but your chart is different from my chart. That's what I don't get.
Okay, what, and you trading on the daily time frame?
Yeah,
Well, it should be the same, but where's your chart? Your chart is from Robinhood?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, every candle here is a day's worth of data, So let's analyze it on the daily, okay?
Oh, if it's on this, then there's no point to get in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it would have in other, boy, to take these short, you have to think about it like this, right? So it came from $12, okay? It came from $12 and it dropped all the way down to at a low of 560, and now it's $6, okay? Right now we've got a sell short signal and it's looking to test this resistance here. The better opportunity, okay, because it's dropped quite a bit, okay? So it's dropped quite a bit. So to look to go short, the money has been made already to the short side, to the downside, okay? So the money has been made already. All right, so trying to go short would not be a good idea, because now it's dropped from 12 to 6. Yes, could it go to $2? Yeah, but the price is moving higher here. It's consolidating, it held support. So if it breaks resistance, we would like to see some consolidation in here. So this would be the accumulation phase. And then if it breaks, if it gets like, let's say 720, 750, we could get a buy signal to go higher. But the money has been made already to the downside. Here, a short here, right? To go down, there was a short signal at 994, and then the exit was at 786. So money was made there already. The next sell short signal came in at 713, okay? And right now the price is at 656, okay? So I don't see any opportunities here to go short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any. Yeah, the opportunities will be now to take it, because this is the markdown phase, and all of these support areas here, that's redistribution. So redistribution. It's the money has been made to the downside.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't look to, but good example, but I wouldn't look to short. The next trade, the next best trade would be to look for accumulation Okay, break resistance, give a buy signal, and then hopefully take it all the way back up to $12 and perhaps higher.
Yeah, because right now it's at its lowest.
Yeah, it's at its lowest. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Now-
again, David.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And if we look here, guys, look here for a second, right? And this is good. You know, this is good questions because, and don't think that you guys are doing anything wrong. This is how you learn. And you know, we've got other folks here on the call too, so they learn too from what you guys are looking at. So if you look here, you guys will notice that the real opportunity is to the upside. Okay, so, and it's all about timing and following these the 4 phases. So here is support. This was back early 2000. Here is support, and guess what? Here is support. The last time we had support, price went all the way back up. Okay, so yeah, the likelihood, could it happen? Could this break? Could it go back down, break support, and go down to $1? Yeah, it can happen. But the better opportunity is that it will probably do this again. It will probably hold this support, and then it will probably start buying, will probably come in, because the traders will notice that, hey, it's at its low and it's cheap, so we need to buy in. We need to get back in and hopefully get back over to this area here where it was previous resistance before.
So once it holds support and then it starts accumulating, that's when to hop on.
What's that?
Once it holds support,
Mm-hmm.
starts accumulating again, that's when to hop on.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's got to
Do what it
break.
did before.
Exactly. And it's got to break resistance. So it's got to break resistance. So you always have to draw your support and resistance lines, guys. Okay. That's going to tell you where to buy. So resistance, we've got near-term resistance right here, this whole area here. So that's resistance in here. That's resistance in here. So it would have to get up to about $7. So I would watch it. If it gets around $7 and change, then that will tell you that, hey, now the buyers are in.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Dave.
You're welcome. But that's your opportunity to go long. If you see here, it's dropped a long way, hasn't it? It's dropped a long way. Yeah. All right. We always want to look at risk reward. What's our risk? What's our risk compared to our reward? Okay. There isn't a lot of reward taking it to the downside. Okay, but there's a lot more reward taking it to the upside.
Same thing is happening with there's this one stock called Organigram. It's OGI.
Okay,
It's been also down.
All right.
Time it's starting to go back up.
OGI.
So Ayub, how long have you been looking at Zynga?
No, just a few days.
I've been looking at that stock for quite a while.
I've done some research on the market cap and their plans, but it might be a long-term one.
The analysts keep saying to buy it, but it trades between 6 something and 7 something. It's been doing that for the longest while. So I have it in my watch list, and I don't even know when it was at 12, but I'm not sure it's going to get back to 12 anytime soon, although it has like 91% of the analysts saying to buy it that have reviewed it. But it trades between 6 something and 7 something. So, I'm just letting you know, I've been looking at it because they say buy, but that's where it's been trading.
Same thing with Tattoo Chef. It's been 15, 16, back to 15, and then they're saying it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy, but who knows?
You got to play it the way David said.
Yeah, just gotta hold on to it. Did he leave or?
You know, guys, the thing about these stocks is that, you know, we can waste a lot of time watching these stocks. Try to find when you guys are looking for opportunities, okay? When you guys are looking for opportunities, always try to find them in that accumulation phase. Okay, always try to find them in that accumulation phase. And what we want to do that after they've stopped falling. Okay, so after they've stopped falling, this is like right here. This is good accumulation. This here is good accumulation. This here is good accumulation. Okay, so in the accumulation phase, okay, that means you're getting close to a breakout, just like your chart. Okay, if they're still falling, if they're still dropping, and they haven't held support and it's not accumulating, they can accumulate for a long time. All right, so they can accumulate for a very, very long time. So you could be watching a stock or a Forex pair or a crypto for a very, very long time. And we're missing opportunities when we do that. We're missing tons of opportunities. Okay, so as you go through charts, and I can't impress this enough. You go through the 4 phases. Look at your 4 phases chart, and then look at the stock that you're watching, that you guys are anticipating. Okay, and try to find those in the accumulation phase. That will save you a lot of time, and that will get you guys like right here. That's the accumulation phase. Boom, right? Boom, right? That's the accumulation phase. That's the accumulation phase. Even if the price doesn't continue into a trend and you have to get out, your timing will be better. Your timing will increase when you look at opportunities in the accumulation phase, because that's where your trade will always start. It will always start if we are buying and we're going long. It will always start with the accumulation phase. Okay. We're going to go through, we're going to continue on because we have another class. So we're just going to continue on. Okay. Till about for another half an hour. Okay, so you guys have me for another half an hour here. Anything you guys want to learn about the systems, anything you guys want to learn about the systems, any other stocks, Forex pairs, anything you guys want to talk about, go ahead.
All right, so about how long do you hold a stock for on average? I know each stock is different, but.
Okay. Good question. Okay, so write this down. Write this down, everyone. We want to buy at resistance, sell at support. We want to buy at resistance, sell at support. So whenever that price breaks support is when we want to get out. So there's no predefined time frame. Is whenever the price breaks support is when we want to get out. So price breaks support when sellers are in. If sellers are not in, okay, so hear me out. If sellers are not in and buyers are still in, we are going to continue to hold the stock or the crypto or the Forex pair or whatever the instrument. It doesn't matter, as long as, and regardless of the time frame, whether it's a 5-minute time frame, a 30-minute time frame, an hourly time frame, a 4-hour time frame, a daily time frame, whenever price breaks support, we are going to get out. That's our exit. Because guess what? Buyers are no longer in, sellers are in. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long do we keep a trade? How long do we keep a trade?
Break of support.
Break of support. A break of support. A break of support. So let's take a look at a few examples here. This is very important. Okay, price broke support here. We kept this trade. Here was our buy signal. Okay, this trade here lasted 14, was that what, 2 weeks, 2.5, almost, yeah, 2.5 weeks. We didn't get out. It held support, held support, held support here. This is support. It wasn't until this red candle here, guys, broke support is when we got out. Let's say this candle never broke support. It held support here and kept going higher. We would have kept on holding the trade. We do not get out until price breaks support, which tells us, guess what? The buyers are in, the sellers are in, the sellers are in. Okay, it doesn't matter if the price goes up afterwards. It doesn't matter. When, as soon as price breaks support, okay, we've got to get out. We've got to get out because we never know. So here, price broke support, right? We got out. Guess what? Price kept going higher. We broke resistance here. We got a buy signal, but then price came down and broke this support right here, and we got a sell signal. Look what happened after we got out. Had we not gotten out on a break of support, guess what? This could be a big loss here. So we always have to get out at a break of support. So you guys, if you don't have a process like this where you have the support lines and resistance lines being drawn automatically, you have to draw them, or you have to draw them manually. You have to define your support and resistance level. Okay, so you have to, on your chart, you guys got to draw in support and resistance at distribution phase. You've got to draw in your support and resistance at accumulation phase. You got to draw in your support and resistance at the reaccumulation phase. You've got to do that. You have to do that to know how to control the price, because the price does this. 9 times out of 10, it will go, it never goes up in a straight line. It's going to go up, come down. And so we need to draw in our lines. Okay, we need to draw in our support and resistance lines all the way. We need to identify accumulation. We need to identify distribution. And we need to, that's going to tell us when to get out. Now you can do it. You can also do it like this. A lot of traders use a moving average and say, hey, if it breaks my moving average, I'm going to buy when it gets above my moving average right here. Price gets above my moving average. I'm going to buy. When price gets below my moving average, I'm going to sell. Okay. But it's going to give you the same thing. A price break above your moving average is going to be near resistance. A break below your moving average right here is going to be near support. But you got to do that. Otherwise, we guessing. Okay, otherwise we're guessing. Any other questions?
Can we look at Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, on what time frame? Andre?
The daily?
The daily? Okay. All right, let me move this. All right. So what about it, Andre?
Well, would you buy it now or?
Oh, well, yeah, we're in it here. So we're in it on the 240. Yeah, we discussed it earlier. So here it is on the 240.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so here it is right here. So it hit resistance right here. So this is on the 240 now, not the daily. So here is resistance right here. right here, this yellow lines right here. So here was our buy signal. It came down, held support, and it's holding here. So it's in the markup phase right now. It's in the markup phase.
Okay.
And what we're hoping, if it comes back down, though, if Bitcoin comes down and breaks this resistance line here, which is now support, we'll get a sell signal to get out. Okay. And then we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait to see. Right. On long term, it looks like Bitcoin is, is trying to recapture this move to the upside here. So it does look good, but who knows? It does look good.
Do you use Coinbase or what do you use?
You can use any, you can use anything to trade it. I mean, I use Coinbase, yeah, but you can use Robinhood too. Robinhood, a lot of our traders use Robinhood. But this is a nice upward trend. Nice upward trend here. So it's holding. It's holding. So hopefully this week, we'll get some buying come in, kind of like this here, to move it higher. But it looks good. It has to hold this trend line. The bigger support right now, the bigger support is at 40,000. So 40,000, we have support here, and then 30,000. But the momentum right now is to the upside. Yeah, it's definitely to the upside, and especially with the buy signal here on the 240, that looks good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So David,
Yes.
this is Corliss. How you doing?
Hey, Corliss, good. How are you?
I'm good. So I have two questions.
Okay.
One, I have been listening, and for the sessions that I've missed, I have been listening to the recordings, and so I got a lot of information. And
Oh,
I've been
great.
doing some research and studying and
Great.
whatnot. But my question is, I've been researching and studying, but I don't have the tool. These tools that you're using to show these charts and the information and the VIX and all of that.
Okay.
So how do I get the tools? That's my first question.
Okay. We have, let me do this here. Let me open up the website. All right, 1 second here, guys. All right, Hollis, do you see the website here?
I do.
Okay. All right. So on our website, monstertradingsystems.com, we have a lot of information on here, and we have the systems here also. Okay. I do not recommend, I mean, you guys can do what you want. What I know in the past is that we have traders that will just go on and order the systems. I don't recommend that. Okay. I recommend doing the one-on-one coaching first. Okay. We have different systems for the different markets. So the one that we've been going through tonight is Monster Scalper for Forex and crypto. And then we have stocks, our stock systems. We have many systems here, but I highly recommend doing the one-on-one coaching. Okay. When we trade, guys, like there's the coaching right here. When we trade, 90%, 80 to 90% of your work is going to be on your mindset. Okay. And then we want to incorporate your mindset with how trading works. Trading is really a game of probabilities. It's a game of math. So just getting the systems is not good enough. You know, I recommend the coaching. Okay, and the coaching is not, it's relatively inexpensive. Okay, so we do, the coaching is $480, but if you go on Groupon, you get a 50% discount. And then sometimes on Groupon, they give an additional discount. So sometimes you can get it for under $200, Carlos. Okay. So for under $200, we do 4 hours worth of coaching to really get you ready to trade the systems. Okay, so you guys don't have to do it, but I highly recommend the coaching. The students that have done the coaching really like the coaching. I mean, they really feel like when they're done with the coaching, they're ready. They're ready to take on these markets and trade. Okay, we have a testimonial page right here. So you guys can go here and click on the testimonials to hear what the traders are saying about the one-on-one coaching. Okay, so I wouldn't just go on and just order the systems. What we try to do also is sometimes based on your personality type, your risk tolerance, there are different markets that you might want to trade that might fit you. Okay, because if some of our traders, some trade full-time, some kind of trade kind of part-time. Okay, so the markets are very different. So like Forex is a 24-hour market. Okay, Forex is a 24-hour market. So sometimes that doesn't work for a lot of traders. Okay, that makes sense.
Thank you. Yes, that was perfect.
Okay.
So my second question was, when you were going over one of the charts, you were showing how someone that had asked a question about when you buy, and you were showing how it showed the buy signal, so you can buy then, and then you can, because you was explaining if to be consistent in how much that you use to trade. So you say at the buy signal, you say you put down 50 or trade at 50, and then as it goes higher, you see it's getting higher, so you trade at maybe 100, so you're not consistent. So my question is, so when at the buy signal, if I buy at 50, why and when would I buy again if it's going up at another 50? Does that make sense?
So do you have the 4 market phases there in front of you?
I do.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you see the accumulation phase?
Yes.
Okay, so we would buy on a break of a break of resistance. So let's do this here, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so do you guys see the 4 market phases there?
Yes.
Does everyone see that? Yeah. Okay, so this is accumulation here. Our first entry is when price breaks resistance right here. So this is resistance and this is support. Okay, and guys, we go over this over and over. This is the way price works. So it doesn't matter. All right, I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't get bored because it's just what it is. Okay, so we're gonna buy here on a break of resistance. Okay, as price moves higher and consolidates, that's called the reaccumulation. So price never goes up in a straight line. It's gonna run up. Okay, usually it pulls back. We're gonna buy here, pulls back, moves higher. It's gonna consolidate. That's called reaccumulation. So we're gonna buy here. When it breaks that second resistance, we're gonna buy here again.
Oh, so you do have to buy again. You can't just buy it at one time and it just kind of keeps going.
Yeah. So one of the books that we give you when you get the systems is called Trend Following. Okay, Trend Following. And what we do here is that we can do you can do different things. Some traders will take a big position here, and then as the price move higher, they'll just take profits off the table. Okay. What I trade traders to do is buy here rather than putting on a big position, just put in a small position or a regular position here. As the price moves higher into the reaccumulation phase, you can add another position because guess what? There's more buying coming in. Okay. And you can do that. Generally, you might get 2 or 3 opportunities to do that before the price hits support, and then you close all your positions. So for here is an example. We're going to buy here, price broke support right here in the distribution phase. We would have gotten out here. So our trade would be buy here, sold here, and we call this the meat of the trade, the meat of the trade.
Okay, are you showing the chart now? Because we're still looking at the 4 market phases.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm
Oh.
going over the 4 market phases. Okay. Oh. Your chart will resemble this. Okay. So we're going to buy. So you were asking, where do we enter again? Okay. So we're going to buy it on accumulation phase. It's generally going to be at the bottom of your screen, bottom of your chart. So that's the accumulation phase. First buy is on a break of resistance. This is your resistance line. We're going to buy here. Price is going to move higher. It's going to consolidate. That's the reaccumulation. So if it breaks resistance, we're going to buy here again. You see that? You guys see you see that, Corliss?
Well, the 4 market phases is showing. If you were showing us using the chart, I didn't see that. Does that make sense?
David, we just can't see your cursor. I think that's
you can't see my cursor. Okay.
No, we
All
can't see your cursor. Sorry.
Okay, so let's do this here. Okay. So can you guys see the chart now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take another example here.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so we would have bought here. Our first entry was here. When the price broke this resistance line, that's your reaccumulation. So we could have added here. So our first position would have been here for $50. Price broke here, we would have added another $50. Price broke resistance here, we would have added another $50. Then price broke resistance here. All of this is the reaccumulation phase. So reaccumulation just means guess what? We are adding, we are reaccumulating. We're adding, okay? Price broke resistance here, we would have added another $50. Then price broke resistance here, we would have added another $50. Okay, now this here is, I wouldn't recommend doing that a lot, especially for brand new traders. Okay, I would say, practice with one position. And then as you get, with trading, it's all gradual, guys. So as we get better, these are advanced strategies that we can use. And what we're doing, guys, is this. When we scale up, okay, we can scale up in positions, and then we can scale out too, but those are advanced. Okay, and what we're doing is this. Our first position was right here, and then we're taking the profits. We're taking the profits from the broker, the money that we made, and we're buying more. We're taking the profits as the price keeps going higher. We're taking the profits that we've made and we're adding more. Okay, we're taking the profits, all these profits we've made now, and so we're using the broker's money, the broker's capital. So we're taking all the money that we've made, and now we're adding another position. So we had our original position here, one position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position. So now we have 5 positions, okay? But because we're in the markup phase, right? Because we're in the markup phase and we keep making money, we're using the broker's capital, okay, to take additional trades. That makes sense?
Yes.
It's advanced. It's more advanced. So rather than taking just one position and letting it run all the way to the end, we're taking our profits and then we are reinvesting. Every time we get new buyers come in, and we know that new buyers are coming in when we break resistance at the reaccumulation phase. Okay, so we can really build our account doing that, but we can only do that in the markup phase if we are buying.
Excellent. Thank you.
That makes sense. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good questions. Good questions. But I would recommend, you know, go to the website, but I would recommend doing the one-on-one coaching. Okay, doing the one-on-one coaching first. It's not a lot of money, you know. If you do it on Groupon on the website there, you can do it on Groupon, and it's under $100, under $200 with the additional Groupon discounts, and it's well worth it. It's well worth it. All right. Any other questions for me?
Yes, David, I got a question. Rose is here.
Hey, Rose.
Earlier, you talked about the relationship between moving average and price action, price moving. Could you go back and touch down on that a little bit, please?
Okay, Rose. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Do you guys see the separation here? You guys see the separation between the two moving averages here?
Yes. And what are the speed in this case?
What's that?
What's the speed in this case, these moving averages?
The speed?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Just out of curiosity, not that.
Let's see here. Oh, inputs. I want to say, I want to say this is a 12 and 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it really, you know, some traders will use like a 200-day moving average or 50. That's too wide for what we want to do here is just show a little bit of separation. Okay. So you see the separation in here? See the
Yes.
separation in here? That's all we want.
Okay.
Okay. And what we're doing is we're separating the long side from the short side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so this is not a great example, but hold on.
Well, earlier we were looking at Aussie GBP, Aussie yen.
Aussie yen?
Yes, Yeah, that was when we talked about it.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so when you guys look at the moving averages, okay, the way we do it is by, and some traders do it differently, okay, but what we want to do is we want to separate buyers from sellers. Okay, so we have a very close moving average. Okay, it's very, very close. And what we want to think of your moving average as a road, right? So this is your road, right? Right between here, this is your road, and the price, the buyers are on this green road here. This line here, this moving average, these are your buyers. So green candles, green moving average. This is the simplest way I know to how to explain it. This is your road. This is your road. The buyers, green candles, those are your buyers on the left side of your green moving average here. That's your road. It's staying right here. The red moving average over here is for your sellers. So this is the markup phase, markdown phase. So your red moving average, your red candle is below, is on the right side, you see here, of your road here, this moving average right here. Okay, you guys see that? So we should be selling, 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 buying, 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 buying. The moving average is just for separation, guys. It's just for separation, to separate the buyers from the sellers, to make it easier for you guys. Whenever the price gets in between the two moving average, so let's say price gets between your road here, okay? So let's say price gets between your two moving average, okay? It's no longer trending, it's consolidating. So right here, it's trending. We don't have any price data between, I call it the road, between the moving averages here. So it's trending nicely up. Once the candles get between the two moving averages, it's gonna consolidate. You're gonna get white consolidating candles. Okay, so this is that distribution phase. Okay, so we want the price to stay below the moving average, on the outside of the moving average. See here, consolidation, 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 all between here. See here, nice downward trends. Okay, so we want this in the markup phase and in the markdown phase. Here, prices between the moving averages here, that's when we're going to get consolidation. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. And then, okay, I guess you have my boost. And when the price action touches the moving average, what does that represents?
When the price
Gets
touches the moving average?
Right.
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, so let's go back here. You guys have great questions. Okay. All right. So when the price gets in the moving averages, okay, that's going to give you consolidation. So anticipate a reversal. Okay, so let's do this here. So here is, look at this area right in here. Okay. Okay. So the price, you can barely make out the moving average, right? right? You got price data all between the moving averages. That's your consolidation. Okay, it's happening at the bottom of the chart, so that's accumulation. Okay, so guess what? They're buying, the institutions, the money managers, market makers, they're all buying, and they're building positions before they take the price higher. So when the price gets between the moving averages like this, on the bottom of your chart, that's accumulation. Okay, they're buying. It's holding support, okay, holding resistance until they take the price higher. Okay, once it starts to trend, the price data will clear the moving average like it did here. Okay, you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so those are areas when the price gets between the moving averages, those are areas of a turnaround. Okay, areas of a turnaround or in the price. Same thing here. Okay, so the price got between the moving averages. That's the distribution phase. So price is no longer, okay, moving above that moving average. It's now in between the moving averages here. So guess what? Price came back down. Okay, so think of price once it's in hitting the moving averages. It could turn either way to the upside or to the downside based on where we are in the 4 market phases. Okay, so think of this as a runner. So let's say this is your runner right here, the Olympics, the Olympics, and everyone is lined up right here, right? And this is the 100-yard dash, right? So everyone they're on their blocks right here on the blocks, and they're running, but they can't run forever, right? They've got to stop. So they stopped here, and now they're resting. They're taking a rest. So think of consolidation as price resting. Okay, as the price is resting, it'll never go up forever. So here is price resting. Okay, so the traders, investors, money managers, they're resting, they're building position, and here, this is where they took it up. They're moving it again until they're resting here again, and they could decide, hey, we want to move the price higher, okay, or we want to move the price lower. So in this case, they move it lower. Hey, or they might decide we are not ready to do anything yet, and then the price can continue for quite some more time, consolidating between support and resistance until they decide to, at some point, take it higher, break resistance, or take it lower to break support. Okay, so all our trading decisions, guys, will be made after the traders decide what they're going to do with price after it rests. So after the price rests, okay, at some point, it's going to have to break resistance and move higher, or break support and move lower. Our job is not to anticipate the move, but to get in. So whenever they decide to break resistance and keep moving, or break support to go lower, that's when we make our decision. Only after the buyers decide to break resistance or the sellers decide to break support.
Thank you, David.
Very good. Did that help?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys. Any other questions for me? Hey, Peter, you're quiet tonight.
Yeah, I'm messing with my my Forex account. I'm trying to get into this trade.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, guys. Bella, any questions for me?
No, I'm just soaking it in.
Very good, very good. All right, guys. If there aren't any questions, we're gonna call it a night. Hope this was informative, and we'll have another class tomorrow, Q&A. So I hope to see you guys then. Okay, take care and have a great week.
Thank you, David. Same to you.
Thank you, David.
All right,
Take care,
good night.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks.